Hello everyone. So in last lecture we have studied about Ampere law. Okay, and in this lecture we will see how to find out magnetic field using Ampere law for different scenario. So let us assume that we have a wire which is carrying a current I. And this current I is supposed to be uniform and the wire is extended all the way from minus infinity to plus infinity. Let us orient this wire along z-axis of Cartesian coordinate system. So I have z-axis along which wire is extended and the wire is placed, and the wire of course goes all the way from minus infinity to plus infinity. The wire, because of this there would be a magnetic field, that what we are interested in, to find out magnetic field that surrounds this wire using Ampere law. So remember, Ampere law is consider any particular contour C and the total magnetic field. If you integrate the magnetic field, the tangential magnetic field, that is, if you integrate over the contour, that must be equals to total current enclosed by that loop or the contour. Okay, so now looking at the problem, it is quite obvious that we need to involve Cartesian coordinate system because the wire is extended all along the z-axis and it is easy to consider contour which are all circle of radius r and surrounding z-axis. So for example, you might consider contour that would look like this one. Okay, and you know this is the contour that I am considering, and this contour has a certain radius r and phi of course goes from 0 till 2 pi because you are surrounding that wire. This is also happening at a constant z plane. So if you cut this z plane and then look at the top view of this one, this is what you would find. So the top view would show you the contour, and then there is a centerpiece of wire which is carrying a current, uniform current I. Now for this contour, we know that in cylindrical coordinate system, the line element with a constant z and r, remember the constant r that we are considering, and for constant z, the line element dl will be equals to r d phi hat will be directed along phi hat. Now when you put this one into h, okay, remember that h can consist of hr, h phi and its z, but because you are taking dot product of h with respect to dl and dl is pointing in phi direction, so out of these three components, d phi would be meaningful contribution to the integration. So that the closed integration in which phi goes from 0 to 2 pi and h has only phi component can now be written in this way. So what is the current enclosed? The current enclosed is simply I. Now r is constant in this integration because it is phi which is only varying, and if you pull this h phi, assuming that h phi is constant because of symmetry, so we know that h phi is going to be constant. So this is constant, r is constant. So when you integrate d phi from 0 to 2 pi, you will have simple 2 pi. So you will have left hand side as h phi 2 pi r, and 2 pi r being the loop circumference, that should be equals to total current that is enclosed, which is given by h phi to be equals to I enclosed by 2 pi r. Does this result make sense? If you were to fix r, then look at the magnetic field. We know that from right hand rule, it has to be curl around the current carrying conductor or element. If current is directed along z axis and you place a current constant loop of radius r, then the magnetic field around this must be form a circle. So you know magnetic field must form circle around current carrying wire. Therefore they are given by I by 2 pi r. Okay, so for given value of r, the circular amplitude must be constant. R would be constant. Once you know that what is h phi, it is very simple matter to find out b phi. B phi will be mu naught h phi and mu naught I by 2 pi r by putting the value of h phi. And we know that h has a unit of amperes per meter. So this is what we essentially have used Ampere law in order to obtain the magnetic field. Let us consider a different example now, something that is slightly more complicated than this. This is example consisting of circular symmetric distribution, that is current distribution is still circular and cylindrical distributed but no longer confined to a thin wire. What is actually has is now a solid wire of a radius a. So we will assume that you have a thick conductor of radius a, but we will also assume that the current is everywhere uniform. Okay, that is inside the current everywhere is uniform. So if you look from the top view of this, for example, this is actually the conductor that is carrying current, and we will assume that the current itself is uniform. So more preciously one can assume that the current density J, that is going to be uniform. So let us, in fact, instead of assuming I, let us assume J inside the material is going to be uniform, and it is always oriented along z axis and is given by Jz is equals to J naught, where J naught is current density measured in amperes per meter square, and it would essentially be constant and equals to J naught as long as r is less than a. So what is r here? R is simply the distance from the center to the conductor itself. Of course, in this way we have considered a to be the radius of conductor. So as long as you are inside the conducting wire, the current density is going to be uniform and is given by J naught. Outside, of course, it would be equals to 0, because the current density vector outside will be 0. Okay. Of course, such drastic current change are not actually permitted, but we are always considering the ideal situation for having a wire that is carrying the current. We will also assume that wire goes from all the way from minus infinity to plus infinity. Again, the idea would be trying and applying Ampere law in order to find out magnetic field. Let us do one thing. Let us first find out magnetic field would be if you were to choose a contour that is inside. Okay, entirely inside the wire. So going back to the top view of this, so this particular would be conductor or wire, this green one, and this is the contour. So its radius is r, contour radius is r, and wire radius is a. Okay, so considering the first for the inside case where the wire itself carry this wire, this is wire, green one is your wire, and this is not hollow wire, it is actually a solid wire. So it is completely filled everywhere, and you have a current density J that is coming out, and it would actually be uniform and given by J naught. Okay, and this is the radius A, and we are considering inside radius as r in order to apply the Ampere law. So inside r, first of all we find out what would happen to the left hand side of the Ampere law, and then we will see the right hand side. So the left hand side, the Ampere law, if you sketch your imagination slightly, would not really change because the contour is still giving you line element dl going for a particular radius r, but not changing its value phi. So h is still going to be h phi because the magnetic field has been circling around the wire, and what would change is right hand side. So left hand side would not change. So you still have h phi into 2 pi r, but this should be equals to total current that is enclosed. Now what current is enclosed? In order to find the current enclosed, you need to find out relationship between current and charged current density. So we already know this relationship. Current is given by integration of j dot ds. What surface should I consider? ds being a surface integral, this surface that I have considered, which is bounded by this contour. So this contour that I have, and binding that contour will be an open hatch area, which I have shown here, that would show for the surface. So now for this surface, what would happen to current density J, and what is total current enclosed? It is given by J naught, but the surface area for this, remember this contour is given for constant Z, but the surface area in the cylindrical coordinate must be along Z itself. So the surface area element is given by R dr d phi, which it would be pointing in Z direction. So integration this one over two limits, R will be from 0 to R and phi will be from 0 to 2 pi. You can show that when you evaluate this particular current, you can show that this would be equals to pi r square, which is the area of this particular hatch area, times J naught. So this would be total current that is enclosed. If you are inside, your contour is inside here. Okay. Now what will happen? This h phi 2 pi r is equals to I enclose. Well, the magnetic field h phi will be equals to current enclosed, which is pi r square J naught. So this pi will get cancelled, and in the numerator 1 r will get cancelled. So we see that magnetic field h phi is linear function, or it is actually increasing linearly for the value of 0 at the center. Okay, so where r is equals to 0, then it gradually goes up and reaching a value J naught a by 2 as the contour extend to the outer radius a. Okay, so this is how it will work. Let us look at third and final example of what is called as hollow cylinder or hollow conductor. So two such hollow cylinder will actually gives a coaxial cable. So we will not discuss coaxial cable now because we want to keep that one for induction calculation. But before that, you need to know how the field of hollow cylinder works. Okay, so this is how hollow cylinder. So if you look at from the top view, we have a cylinder with an effective radius of C. Okay, minus B. So radius is C minus B, where C is the outer radius and B is the inner radius. So there is a current, uniform current everywhere, or the current density everywhere, which is along Z direction, and let us say Z is equals to Z naught Z hat in the region, because in the region between B and C. And now you need to find out what is magnetic field around this hollow cylinder. If you take one loop inside of any radius as long as radius is less than b, you are not enclosing any current, therefore h naught will be equals to 0 as long as radius is less than b. Now at b you are, that is after b you, let us say at a distance r, inside any, in between c and r, at a distance of r, so at a distance of r or the radius r such that r is between b and c, where r is greater than b but r is less than c, what would be the total amount of current enclosed here? To find the current enclosed, we need to find out integration of j. So the surface area that you are going to consider will again be r prime dr d phi as the surface element. Over that surface, at all the surface j is constant and it is given by j naught, and the appropriate integration limits are 0 to 2 pi and b to r. Why b to r? Because 0 to b has no contribution, so 0 to b plus b to r, so you have integration limit from b to r. Okay, now integrate this one, you will get current enclosed as pi r square minus b square by into j naught. So this is current that you are going to get. What would be the total current coming out of the surface? The total current is actually from when r is equals to c. That would be the total current I. 0 is equals to j naught pi c2 minus b2, which implies that I can replace j naught as I naught by pi c naught minus b square. So I can write down current enclosed as j naught r square minus b square by c2 square minus b square. Okay, pi and pi got cancelled. So this is current enclosed in this one. What about the left hand side? Well, for the ampere loop that you are considering inside, the ampere loop will be again 4 h naught 2 pi r. Again h is again directed along phi direction, and the left hand side would be 2 pi r. Okay, same as our last example, but the current enclosed will be I naught r square minus b square c square minus b square. Okay, so if you sketch the magnetic field phi until the radius b, you will see that until b, if you sketch the magnetic field, it is 0, and then it begins to rise, not exactly linearly, because r square minus b square, okay, divided by c square minus b square, but it rises with respect to some curve and it reaches its maximum and then starts drop at 1 by r. So this is how would you calculate the field for hollow conductor. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.